Hello students, welcome to the biology online class. Students, in the previous class we have learned about weather and climate. Our today's topic is climate and adaptation. Children, have you noticed any difference in the physical features of a street dog of Siliguri and the street dog of any hill station? If you have noticed, then you must have noticed that the fur are more in the body of the dogs of cold regions in compared to the dogs of the plain, isn't it? Can you tell me why? The reason is that these extra fur in the body of the dog in the cold region prevent them from the extreme cold. So you can understand that climate has a profound effect on all living organisms. A living organisms can survive in a particular habitat only if its body is suited or adapted to the climate of that habitat. Animals and plants develop special features in their body or develop certain habits to survive in their habitats or surroundings. The presence of specific body features which enable an animal or a plant to live in a particular habitat is called adaptation. So, adaptation can be defined as the modification of all living organisms on its parts in order to make it more fit for survival under changed environmental conditions. The adjustment shown in structure, physiology, behavior, etc. of an organism to changed environmental conditions is known as adaptation. Animals are adapted to survive in climates in which they live. Adaptation can help animals to survive in their environment by enabling them to withstand climate such as extreme cold or hot climate, or it helps them to obtain food, to hide, to keep safe or catch prey or to breathe, etc. For example, polar bear have two thick layers of fur and a thick layer of fat under their skin. Both these body features of polar bears are the adaptations to make them withstand the extremely cold climate of polar region so that they may survive in their habitat. Animals living in very cold climate and very hot climate should have special features to protect them from this heat and cold. Today we will discuss about the animals living in two types of habitats, that is polar regions and tropical rainforest. Okay. So all of you know that our earth has two poles, that is north pole and south pole. The areas situated near the poles of the earth are called polar regions. Some of the well-known countries that belong to the polar regions of the earth are Canada, Greenland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Alaska, and Siberian region of Russia. All these countries actually belong to the North Polar region, which is also known as Arctic region. Okay. The South Polar region of the Earth is called Antarctic region. The polar region of the Earth have an extremely cold climate. These polar regions are very cold for most parts of the year and the temperature are as low as minus 37 degrees Celsius. For 6 months the sun does not rise and for 6 months the sun does not set. Some of the animals found in the polar regions are polar bear, penguins, musk oxen, reindeers, foxes, seals, whales, and Siberian crane. Okay. Now, these tropical rainforests are thick forests which grow near both the sides of the equator of Earth, where the climate is very hot and humid and rainfall is high. Some of the countries where tropical rainforests are found are India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Republic of Congo, Kenya, Uganda, and Nigeria. The minimum temperature is more than 15 degrees Celsius in this region and maximum temperature is more than 40 degrees Celsius. The days and nights are of almost equal length. These regions also have plenty of rainfall. Already I have told you. The tropical regions in India are Western Ghats and Assam. In the world, the tropical regions are Southeast Asia, Central America, and Central Africa. The common animals found in tropical climate are monkeys, apes, gorillas, lions, tigers, elephants, leopards, snakes, lizards, insects, birds, etc. Children, you can understand that the polar regions and the tropical regions are the two regions of the earth which have severe climatic condition. We will now describe the climatic conditions in both these habitats and how animals are adapted to live in these climates. Okay? So today first we will discuss about the animals which live in the polar region, and in my next class I will discuss about the adaptation in animals in the tropical rainforest. Okay, children, you can see this picture. Okay, so here you can see these are the polar bear. Okay, these polar bear live in North Pole region. The polar bear is a large white bear which lives in North Polar region of the earth. The polar bear feeds mainly on fish and seal. Seal is an aquatic animal. Okay. The polar bear lives in extremely cold climate of polar regions due to the following adaptation. First of all, polar bear has white color which matches with the surroundings. Due to white color, polar bear is not visible easily in the snowy white background and hence its prey is unable to see it. This adaptation helps the polar bear to catch its prey. The white color of polar bear also protects it from its predators because it mixes well with the snowy white surroundings, due to which the predators cannot see it easily. Secondly, polar bear has two thick layers of fur in its body. This fur protects the polar bear from extreme cold by preventing the loss of heat from its body. Thus, the two thick layers of fur keep the polar bear warm in extremely cold climate by keeping its body heat in. The polar bear has also fur on its feet and toes. This protects it from cold when it walks on snow and ice. Thirdly, polar bear has a thick layer of fat under its skin. This layer of fat insulates the body of polar bear against heat loss and keeps it warm in cold climate. Thus, the thick layer of fat also protects the polar bear from extreme cold. Their paws are white. They have big feet. to spread the weight of its body on snow, which prevent it from sinking into snow and make it walk on snow easily. Polar bear has long, curved and sharp claws which help it to walk and run on slippery ice. Polar bear has a very strong sense of smell. The very strong sense of smell helps the polar bear in locating and catching its prey for food. Besides this, polar bear has a rounded body and small ears to keep the body surface area to a minimum. This reduces the heat loss from the body of polar bear. Polar bear is a good swimmer also. The big feet help the polar bear to swim well. Being a fast swimmer helps the polar bear to catch its prey in water very easily. While swimming underwater, polar bear can close its nostril and remain underwater for long duration. Okay. Now here you can see the picture of some penguins. Okay. Penguin is an animal which live in extremely cold south polar region of the earth. Penguin is a seabird which cannot fly. Penguins hunt for fish which they eat as food. Penguin can live in the extremely cold climate of the polar region due to some adaptations. Penguin is black and white in color, but still it merges well with the white background of ice and snow. Penguin has thick skin and a layer of fat below its skin which protect it from extreme cold. Penguins live together in large numbers. Penguins huddle together to keep themselves warm. Penguin has a streamlined body, flipper-like wings and webbed feet which make it a good swimmer. Being a good swimmer helps penguin in catching fish as prey. So children, it is the time to recap what we have learned today. Okay? So first we have learned about the adaptation of polar bear. First we have seen that the polar bear have the white part in its body which helps them to not easily visible in the snowy white background, which helps its predator and prey are unable to see it. These adaptations help them so that the predator and prey are unable to see the polar bear. Okay. Secondly, what we can see? We can see that they have a very strong sense of smell which helps the bear to locate and catch its prey. Thirdly, we have seen that they have long, curved and sharp claws. This helps them to walk on ice. We have seen that this polar bear has two thick layers of fur which keep their body warm in the cold condition. Besides this, it has a layer of fat under their skin and that fat insulates its body from cold and keeps it warm. Okay, so we have learned about the adaptation of polar bear. With that, we have also learned about the adaptation of penguin. We have seen that these penguin have a layer of overlapping feather coated with oil which make pockets of air underneath their feathers which holds the heat. That means which helps them to survive in that extremely cold climatic condition of South Pole. The penguin move in group, guard around the eggs and swimming zigzag through the water which help them to protect themselves. As their diet, they eat squids, fish, and krill. Okay. For breathing, the penguin have special blood and muscle tissues, which increases the movement of oxygen in their blood for during an underwater dive. Regarding their movement, they have solid bones which helps them dive more easily. They have a pair of wings which propel forward in the water. They have streamlined body which help to reduce the resistance in water, and also they have waterproof feather to swim faster in the water. So these are the adaptations of penguins which help them to survive in that extremely cold climate. Okay. In addition to polar bear and penguins, some other animals which live in polar regions are musk oxen, reindeers, Arctic foxes, seals, whales, and many kinds of fish and birds. So, children, today this much. In the next class, we will learn about migration and the tropical rainforest animal. So, how much it is explained today, please read this part from your book. And if you have any queries, you can ask me in the next live class. Thank you, children. Stay safe and happy.